For the past 9 years, Finland has been crowned as the happiest country in the world. When people hear that Finland is the happiest country in the world, they naturally imagine constant joy, smiling faces, and perfect lives. I have been living in Finland since 2021, and I have seen enough evidence that suggests that Finland is not the happiest country in the world. Now, does that mean that Finland is the worst country in the world or the worst country in Europe? Of course not. Matter of fact, there are many things that I love and appreciate about this country. There are many good things about this country I appreciate. Having lived here for 5 years and having learned Finnish, I have enough authority to speak on this topic. Stick around to find out why Finland is not the happiest country in the world. My personal hypothesis is that every single person living in a country called the world's happiest country should be happy, regardless of if they live in the country for work or as a student. Every year, the World Happiness Report is published by the Wellbeing Research Center at the University of Oxford. You might be thinking, how do they measure happiness? You would be surprised at how they do this. And I have to say quote unquote happiness. How do they measure happiness? I genuinely think that this method is flawed, but based on their website, how they measure happiness of these countries is by asking one simple question. And that question is, how is your ranking calculated? And I quote, "Our happiness ranking is based on a single life evaluation question called the Cantril ladder. Please imagine a ladder with steps numbered from 0 at the bottom to 10 at the top. The top of the ladder represents the best possible life for you, and the bottom of the ladder represents the worst possible life for you. On which step of the ladder would you say you personally feel you stand at this time?" I can easily say that this kind of question is not directly measuring happiness. It's more measuring your quality of life. How satisfied are you with your current life situation? But somehow they correlate this question to happiness. But personally, I don't think that it's asking about happiness here. I think it's more asking about satisfaction. So this is my personal opinion though. Let me know what you think in the comments. So the next thing that made me doubt the credibility of this World Happiness Report was how they go about conducting this research. So how did they gather the data? I found out from the website that they basically contact around 1,000 people by phone or face-to-face. I will read it as it is on their website. So the website says, and I quote, "What is your sample size? The number of people and countries surveyed varies year to year, but in general, more than 100,000 people in 140 countries and territories participate in the Gallup World Poll each year. In most countries, approximately 1,000 people are contacted by telephone or face-to-face each year. To provide a more precise estimate of the average life evaluation in each country, we combine the responses from the last 3 years. We combine responses from the past 3 years. So based on this, let me go on. For example, our 2025 rankings were based on combined data from 2022 to 2024. And then they go on to say, using a sample size of at least 3,000 reduces random sampling error and allows us to keep countries in the rankings in years when no survey was conducted.
What the fuck?
First of all, red flags. I spotted at least 2 red flags from this. So, okay. To provide a more precise estimate of the life evaluation, you're telling me that you combine results from the last 3 years to produce the result for the current year. For example, that they said that in 2025 they combined 2022 to 2024's data. So that means for 2026 they combined 2023 data up to 2025, or about 22. They combined 2022 up to 2025's data to use in 2026's survey. So you have to ask the question, how is this even credible? Because the situation 3 years ago was completely different than it was today. People back then could have genuinely been feeling more happy. The government was different back then. But now we're under a new government. And many people, from what I've seen in the news, many people are not happy. The government has been making a lot of cuts to the budget, and many people have suffered because of this. So how can you take results from 3 years ago to use it and combine it with this year's result? That doesn't make any sense. That means that it's biased. The results are clearly biased because, as I said before, situation back then could be much better than it was today. So if you use that and combine it with some good results from 2026, it doesn't capture the true situation for this year, because they could easily have taken the good results from 2026 and some good results from 3 years ago in order to produce the score that Finland has received this year. As you read for yourself, I am not making this up. They literally said, to provide a more precise estimate of the average life evaluation in each country, we combine the responses from the last 3 years. You know how much things can change in 3 years? Do you know how much things can change in 3 years? So how is this even allowed? This is clearly biased, and this report is not credible based on the fact that they are not using fresh data every single time. This is basically like plagiarism. In university, you can't even use results from older stuff, older experiments to make results for a new experiment. You have to do every experiment fresh. You cannot plagiarize your own results from 2-3 years ago and change it a little. It's not allowed. So how can a report use results from 3 years ago and combine it with the current year's results to somehow make it more accurate, precise? No. That is a big red flag. That is a flaw. So this is the strongest point that I have discovered as to why this report is not credible and it's not reflecting the true picture. Alright, so here I have pulled up the rankings in a table format. My point is to show you the criteria that they are using here. Yeah, the social support. And it says here, if you are in trouble, do you have relatives or friends you can count on to help you whenever you need them or not? You know, Finnish society is so introverted. I don't think these people have like that strong social network. They just don't, you know. So GDP per capita, Finland is a country that produces a lot, you know, a lot of purchasing power. Healthy life expectancy, freedom. And here it says, are you satisfied or dissatisfied with your freedom to choose what to do with your life? It's rated in terms of generosity. You know, have they helped someone? Did they donate some money in the past month or so? Perceptions of corruption. So Finland is known to have one of the lowest level of perceived corruptions in the world. So they're doing these factors, they say, help to explain to some extent why Finland keeps winning. Finland's unemployment rate ranks second highest in EU. Finland's unemployment rate of 9.9% has surged to one of the highest in Europe, surpassed by only Spain of 10.4%. This was published July 31st, 2025. Right? Finland has the second highest unemployment rate, and they also won the title for Happiest Country last year. Let's look at what happened later down in the year. So earlier this year, January 8th, 2026, the title reads Eurostat, Finland's unemployment rate now the worst in EU. There were over 250,000 people out of work in Finland in November last year, or 10.6% of the workforce. Finland's unemployment rate is statistically the worst in the European Union, according to figures published on Thursday by Eurostat, the European Commission's data crunching agency. Bro, how are we the happiest country? How can Finland be the happiest country if people cannot get work and provide for themselves? The government has also cut social support at the same time, making the situation 5 times worse. So how can this country win the title with numbers like this? It just doesn't make sense. So I tell you, that report is flawed, you know. They should look at factors like this. And I think the fact that, you know, they are mixing results from previous years, so that whole thing is flawed, man. Because I doubt they ask any person from this 250,000 if they, it's beyond me. This is beyond me, man. Finland's unemployment rate is the worst now since 2009. Bro, how is this even possible? Bro, what the heck, man? Hey people, I don't know if I'm blind or something, or if I'm not understanding something, but a happy country shouldn't have these kind of figures. Man, this is beyond me, man. Let's look at another news article, because I'm doing this objectively, you know. I'm using facts from inside of the country. I am not taking information from outside. I'm not taking information from what one person say or another. I'm taking things from an objective perspective using facts, right? I could have used other subjective criteria to explain or justify my opinion, but I didn't. I chose to use objective facts that's publicly available. So let's look at this headline. Finland sees more suicides than EU average. After decades of declining numbers of self-inflicted deaths, Finland's suicide rate increased for the second year in a row last year. Now, this article was published in 2018. The first year Finland won world's happiest country. How is that possible? How can you win in the same year that you are seeing more suicides than the EU average? How? Like, make it make sense. Last year, 824 people committed suicide in Finland, or around 100 more self-inflicted deaths than there were in 2015, according to Statistics Finland. That's really high, you know. So that's really high. There's a joke that I've heard many times. People say that the sad people in Finland, the depressed people in Finland kill themselves and the happy people remain. That's a very dark joke. But there might be some truth to that. Because in the survey, World Happiness Report, they contact approximately 1,000. And in this year, 2018, the same year when Finland won for the first time, 824 people committed suicide in the previous year. So that's more than half of the amount of people that participated in the survey. So, you know, I guess the happy people did remain after all, right? And it's just so sad, man. Did they not take these things into account when determining the world's happiest country? There's no way on earth you can be happy and you're killing yourself, man. You can't even be satisfied with life either. But it's mind-boggling how you can win a title with these numbers. You have to understand my point of view, people. Because I'm not making this up. These are facts that you can go and search yourself. And the media doesn't cover these things, but I'm going to cover it because it needs to be spoken about. It's crazy, man. More suicide.